Pastor Allen again. I'm continuing on the end time teaching. Now begin reading with chapter 8 of Book of Revelations. Now begin, it's going to be the seventh seal. And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of an half hour. And I saw the seven angels which stood before God, and to them were given seven trumpets. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense came, and the prayers of the saints ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer and filled it with the fire of the altar, and cast it unto the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. And the seven angels which had the seven trumpets prepared themselves to sound. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of the trees was burned up, and all the green grass was burned up. That's the beginning of a nuclear holocaust that's going to happen right here. Get ready for it. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast unto the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. God is going to now destroy the waterways and make them undrinkable, and they're going to be unable for any sea animals to survive. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. God is going to allow violence and devastation to happen on the earth and on the water. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star was called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood, and men died of the waters because they were made bitter. That means the water is going to be totally poisonous. If you look up Chernobyl, when they had that nuclear fallout in Chernobyl where it killed all of the trees, people, water, and everything, that's the same exact thing that's going to happen. It's going to be radiation poisoning that's going to destroy the waterways. It's going to be undrinkable for man or animals. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars. So as the third part of them was darkened, and they shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. So that means for a third part of the day it's going to be darkness, and then even at night it's going to be pitch black, because you're only going to have light from the moon for a third of each night. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpets of the three angels which are yet to sound. God is dealing with the earth for its corruption and for its sinful nature, and he is still not finished with them yet. He still has three more angels to sound. Let me continue chapter 9, verse 1. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded of them, they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. See, the ones who have not kept the faith, who have not been sealed by God, God is going to start dealing with you. He's already dealt with the earth. Now he's going to deal with man personally with pestilence. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. For their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when it striketh a man. It's going to be a strike that's going to cause them to burn. Verse 6. And in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it. Suicide is not even going to work. You cannot run from God. And shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads as it were crowns of gold, and their faces were as the faces of men, and they had hair as the hair of a woman, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions, and they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. God is going to give men 5 months of pain and suffering, and as we continue reading, you'll see they still won't repent. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue was Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue had his name Apollyon. And they named that fake spaceship that was supposedly going into orbit Apollo 13, and it was named Apollyon after Satan, if you do your research on it. One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more after. And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before God, saying to the 6th angel which had the trumpet, Loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these were the 3rd part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And the rest of the men which were not killed by those plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver, and brass and stone, and of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. After all of this torment God put on them, and God dealt with them, they still didn't repent. They still didn't respect God, and God is still not finished with them. And I'll return in the next teaching with verse 10. If you like these videos, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell also so you can receive new videos. May God bless you.